Chapter 44.
You are now listening to the Chapter of the Architect with DJ Architect.
What's going on, my peoples? Once again, this is your homeboy, DJ Architect. I want to welcome you guys to another chapter of the Architect. Listen, man, chapter 44. Number one, listen, I want to apologize. I know I've been probably about a week late with a chapter, but to be honest, I've got so many things going on right now. Labor Day weekend is popping. It's about to happen here tomorrow. But in the studio with me, I got a special guest. He was a guest, I believe, back in chapter 20. Big man in the place to be, L.DOT. How you doing, L.DOT?
What's good, Architect? I'm doing great. Just enjoying life, you know. No complaints. Just having a good time, man. Just enjoying everything.
It's been a minute since I've seen you physically and you've been in the studio, but as of late, you dropped a new video, Hate Because I'm Great, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I recall you sent me the rough edit before it was finished and mixed and edited. And I recall looking at the video, the bright white colors. What type of vehicle was that in that video?
It was a BMW i8. Definitely love that car.
That was clean.
It's just sexy.
That was clean.
If you're looking at, if you compare, automobiles to women like I like to do, it's just a sexy machine.
That was clean.
Thank you.
I like it. And the whole scenery of Oceanside, California, the background, the scenery, I thought that was dope, man. I thought the video itself was off the hook.
Thank you.
You recently released, is this your second album?
So I was in the process of doing an EP project, and I reached out to DJs and they told me, you can do a project, but I recommend before you do a project, put out singles, push the singles, make sure your distribution is good with the singles. And once you get the traction you want, then do a project. So it kind of made me, think about it. And I was like, that makes sense. Let's generate a buzz with a few singles. And then after the fan base grows to where it needs to be, your subscribers on YouTube, possibly good show money starts coming.
Right.
Then put out a project. I'm kind of taking that from OT Genesis. When he came out with Coco, people thought he was from, the East Coast or Atlanta. He's from LA. And I don't even know if he has a project out yet, but I know he has, those few singles, Coco, and then he has a few other ones after that. But he wasn't pushing an EP or a project. At one time, Coco was the hottest played, song on the radio.
Right.
Without, a project. I mean, he did have Busta Rhymes, and that helps. You got Busta. So, Flip Mode Squad pushing the machine, but that's with no project.
So I'm assuming, so you're getting this advice from DJs, put out singles first and then work on your album and then put that as a whole project. But I'm assuming as an artist, you have to be prepared and ready with, number one, your tracks. So They already have to be, I would assume they would have to be completed. And your pen game has to be real quick. What I mean, your pen game is your writing. You have to be pretty proficient at writing in order to take advantage of this buzz that you've created. Because some albums could take upwards to 6 months, maybe sometimes a little bit longer with higher caliber signed acts such as bands, things of that nature. Sometimes it's a process. It doesn't go as quickly, and the album isn't readily available when to captivate and to capitalize on that buzz. Did you feel that you already had the majority of your work songs already completed, if not recorded?
So if the time comes where someone was, just say Kanye was like, hey, I like what you're doing. I need to see what you got. I would be like, okay. And in my phone right now, I have at least 15 songs
ready
with two verses or more.
Nice. And with instrumentals already prepared for those particular written verses?
No, I mean like on beats already recorded.
Already recorded.
I have about 15 songs in my phone, maybe a little more, a little less,
right. But
they're already recorded.
Okay.
You know, I consider myself pretty diverse. I have club songs, I have deep songs. I like to stay in that West Coast Bay Area realm. That's where I feel comfortable. That's where a lot of people have told me, hey, I like this sound. That's your sound. Stick with that. Mm-hmm. So that hate because I'm great sound, you know, a lot of people be like, man, you need to run with that. Nobody sounds how you're sounding. Let's run with that sound. Stay with that in that realm.
Is there a particular, can't say genre, but is there a particular writing style that you find more difficult? For example, okay, so the club scene type of song, you feel that that's your niche, correct?
I do in a sense. It's actually, so where I don't feel most comfortable is the way the young kids ride the beats. They kind of, it makes me feel like out of my body when I do like da 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 da. Now I can do that, but it's not natural.
It's no normal, is what you're saying.
Definitely,
you wouldn't normally ride the rhythm in such a way.
No,
right. So the reason why I asked you that question, if you felt more in a pocket writing those type of songs, do you feel it's easier for you to write songs that are from a club nature versus a song that's maybe a little bit more deeper or more emotionally involved? What comes easier for you?
So I enjoy making the club type songs because it's all about a feeling. You know, maybe you're having a few drinks and you just feel good. You just feel happy, right? And you hear the beat and you're like, ooh, this hard. And you just feel the vibe and it makes you bob your head, makes you bounce. When you know, me and the wifey were separated, I wrote a song, I mean, that day, recorded it. It was to the Drake beat. Everything that I put on that song, that was just one day, probably 2 hours. I had the whole song done. So it wasn't difficult because it was based off raw emotion that was happening within your life. Right at that moment. So you grabbed the energy from the chaos and possibly heartache. Yes. And with one fell swoop, you completed a song. Yes. I agree, man. I think, I don't know why, if you have emotional energy to produce something to write about, I think it's just, I don't know why, I just think it's easier. I love club songs. I like a person, an artist like Pitbull. My wife and I went to go see him not too long ago, and he's not my favorite MC or rapper. I mean, he's just an entertainer. Yes. It is what it is. I don't have any of his CDs. I don't purchase his music, but I dance to his music. My wife and I will dance to his music. It makes you want to get up and dance. He's a performer, man. His whole stage performance, his dancers, he was a showman. We got what we paid for. And what I respected about him is when he was on the mic, he said, well, look, I'm not the best rapper. I'm not the best MC, but I'm the best at what I do when I record and I get in front of the stage. And you know what? I agree with him, man. He had high energy. I mean, the fans were up dancing. Mr. Worldwide. Yeah, man. So Mr. There's 305, Mr. Worldwide. Man, right. So there's different types of music within hip hop or rap that will, they'll just take you to different roads. And sometimes I may not want to be in the mood to listen to a Pitbull because I'm not in a party atmosphere. Sometimes I may want to sit back and listen to a Styles P or a Kendrick Lamar or a J. Cole. So I totally understand where, you as an artist, you want to go into different worlds of writing and create different songs. Got Bars Entertainment. How's the company going? How's the company doing? Company's doing good. Really, I guess we're like evolving. You have your ups and downs. You have artists that come, artists that go. I feel like every artist that's ever been on the team, they've got a chance to take something from me. Even if it's work ethic or my thought process, not just mine, P's too, but thought process and how we push. Like all those artists that came and went, I don't have no hostility towards none of them. When you're young and you're hungry, you want to be seen, you want to be heard. So it's like now it's difficult for me to see an artist and know, hey, I want to be got bars, I want to do this, I want to do that. It's difficult for me to be like, sure, come on the team, because I've already been there, done that.
Right.
With at least 10.
Right. Now you have to prove yourself, I would assume, because you don't know the dynamics of that individual, whether he's going to put in the effort, the time, and more so the longevity of sticking things out. It's a grind. It's a grind, and it's not a situation where, oh man, I've been doing this for a year and a half, it's not going well, I'm packing up my bags and doing something else. You got to keep, if that's what you love, that's what you want to do, you got to put your nose to the dirt and keep marching forward, right?
Facts. What I do see, might go off topic, but what I do see is I have a lot of people that I associate with, and I see them when they first start out with music, they're learning. Most of them, their heads get bigger as people notice them. And then they're in a relationship, they're married. 2 artists, I'm not going to say their names, but, they're a little bit younger than me. I've had tons of conversations with them about music, about this, about the business. And both of them, they were both married at one time. I think they both got kids. And I see that now they're not with their spouse. The other dude's not with his spouse. And I'm like, damn, like, I feel like they're following the same path that I followed, but then nobody's reaching back to them. Yeah, nobody's reaching back and telling them, like, hey, bro, you got to be grounded. Like, family is everything. You know what I'm saying? And I get it, because you get frustrated. You're not supporting me. This person supporting me. You're not supporting me, but this woman support me. I get it. I had those conversations.
Right.
But they got to realize it's your dream. It's not your spouse's dream. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not your girlfriend's dream. It's your dream. So you got to be man enough, adult enough to be like, okay, this is my dream. And you have your own dream. You have your job. I have my job. I'm going to do what I'm doing over here. And then you got to still have a good relationship. Just because they don't show up to all the shows or they're not posting your stuff, like, that's your dream, bro.
Right.
So I had to learn that the hard way. And like, I do what I'm doing, and I don't, and this is with any relationship, like, I don't get mad or upset if someone doesn't support me.
You can't.
I don't get mad at all. I just, hey, I send it to them, and as long as they're not mad at me sending them messages in
Right.
Facebook and Instagram,
Right.
Sometimes what used to irritate me the most is people that I've known for 20 plus years hit me up and say, hey, bro, can you stop sending me this, or can you stop doing this, or stop sending me all these messages? And I'm like, I'll hit them and I'll be like, well, I could try, but I'm not gonna lie to you. When I get in my promo mode,
Right.
I'm sending out
you're
thousands.
disseminating all types of information and right.
So when the people that have gotten the most mad at me, besides like 2 or 3, they're people that I've known for 20 years. And I'm like, and I respond, I say, hey, bro, facts. If you want me to do that, I'm probably going to delete you, because there'll be times where I'm just boom, 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 sending messages out. I mean, hundreds at one time. So
Right.
throughout the day, it might be 1,000, messages I sent out. So like, if you really want me to not, then I'll just delete you.
You're just looking at it as a proficient way of disseminating information. You're
Yes,
not taking
it's free.
it personal, right?
Yeah, it's
just
free.
a quick way of, instead of going down your phone and, well, this person doesn't want me to say
Yeah.
this. It's too much time, and
Yeah.
you've got things you got to accomplish that day, right? I can understand, right?
And I, one of the dudes in particular, like, I remember when I used to sneak him in my mom's garage because he didn't have nowhere to live. And then I used to work at a grocery store. I used to take carts of food I used to put frozen food in a cart and push it outside so he had food when his mom kicked him out.
So this is one of the guys that said, please stop sending me mass texts.
Yeah.
Mass texts could be a pain in the butt.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Yeah. But I could see your point of view too, is like, hey man, I did a lot for you, and I'm not that you're trying to hang that over his head.
Yeah.
But hey man, when you're down and out and people are feeding you, you're supposed to remember that, right?
Facts.
So I wouldn't have an issue with it.
No. So I'm not even holding over his head or upset. I'm not even mad at him right now.
Right.
But at the time I said, hey bro, I said, you are probably one of my oldest friends around. I don't know, when I met him I was young, I was like a freshman in high school, sophomore. So one of my older friends, and I have tons of people that I send the same messages to. They don't get upset. They don't, get mad, because he seemed like he got mad. And I said, I don't know where this hostility is coming from. In my view, it seems like I'm grinding and I'm gaining some success. I feel like if anybody should support me, it should be people like you,
right? My
brothers,
right,
and a few other people,
right?
So the fact that you're not says something about you, not me. If we were in opposite shoes and I saw you grinding and I saw you passionate about something and you working real hard, it doesn't matter how good or great you are. But if you're passionate about it and this is what you're doing and you're really, really doing it and you're serious, I'm going to support it no matter what it is. If one of your, I get there's a lot of people who do music, but what if I open a barbecue food truck, right? Everybody knows I barbecue, but I open a barbecue food truck and I'm pushing. I got flyers. I'm pushing. I'm driving here. I'm doing pop-up spots. Boom. I'm cooking. I'm doing my thing. I'm doing the same thing. I think people might support that because that might actually be reality. It's something that I've thought about doing, when I get out of the Corps. And I would enjoy it because I love barbecuing. I love smoking food. The same, like I blend music and recording and cooking together. I blend that. You and I are cut from the same cloth because I love barbecuing and cooking as well. Yeah. If you need help with that truck, let me know. I'll be in the back room, in the back, barbecuing pork chops or something. So when I was discussing what I'm, the next chapter of my life with some friends when I was on the cruise, they kept asking me different things and we were talking. And, Les's friend was like, why don't you open a restaurant or a food truck? She's like, because me and my husband been trying to recreate your chicken for years and we never get it. And even the boys be like, man, Uncle Lewis's chicken, man, Uncle Lewis's chicken. My mom, man, your chicken. My sister, love your pork chops. My brother, my other brother. So people have been talking about the way I make chicken for like 10 plus years. And if I could do that, it's not really working for me because while I'm barbecuing, I would be able to try different things. I want to make my own brats. You know what I'm saying? I want the brats to be what I want in it. Maybe put some potato in the brat. You know what I'm saying? Put different things. Put a little swine, some bacon, Well, first of all, big shout out to the big homie, Big Sherm, and the place to be. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't speak more than I really should about Sherm. Sherm is another individual that works with me here, my compadre on the podcast. He's the one that does the artwork for the thumbnails. He's the one that disseminates across all the other avenues, iTunes and YouTube and all that good stuff. I record, I edit, and I send it to him, and then he passes it out to the receivers, and he does the artwork. Big shout out to Big Sherm. Thank you so much for your hard help. Him and I, we were actually thinking about putting some money into a food truck, and this is maybe 3, 4, 5 years ago. There was a person who actually owned a food truck, and they were going to rent it out to him and I for the weekend. But we started doing the math, and we were like, you know what? No, she was going to be making out on we pretty much him and I buying and purchasing the product, and then the gasoline, and going out doing all the effort and the work, and she'd pretty much be, making a good buck, and we'd be getting pennies on the dollar.
and it wasn't going to be something that we thought we could make a good penny on, a good dollar on, and we decided not to do it. But if you would go out and outright purchase your own vehicle, have a good product to sell, something tasty, something that's going to get, and we were already looking at locations. Hey man, we can go down to downtown San Diego, post up here at this certain location by a club, but then you got to look into the laws for weekend parking ordinance. You don't want to get cited either. Hey, cops coming up to you, you're not supposed to be parked here. What I'm saying to you is, if you're going to do it, purchase your own truck. You're going to save a lot more money than opening up a brick and mortar restaurant. And, you've got good product. Your food's delicious. So do it. I encourage you 100%.
I appreciate that. It's definitely something that comes up a lot. It's something that I would have fun doing. It's no stress for me.
So what type of food would you pretty much be cooking?
It would be simple, like just plates, barbecue plates.
Give me give me 3 or 4 dishes that you would have. Give me the sides too. Give me the sides too.
So sides, wifey makes crazy beans, baked beans.
Nice.
I have never tasted anyone's baked bean. Actually, I went to a family reunion. There was this one lady there. Besides her, I mean, she was an older lady. Her baked beans, bananas.
That's experience.
Yeah.
That's experience.
It was so, because I had never tasted anyone's baked beans better than my wife's. So I'm getting food. I look at the baked beans and I'm like, damn, these look good. They got the green, the bell peppers in there. I could smell the brown sugar in there. I was like, I see the ground beef in there. I'm like, okay, whoever made these, I could tell they knew what they were doing,
right?
Because I could just see it. I'm like, okay, those are gonna taste good. And I get a burger, I get some chicken. I take the first bite, and I'm like, there's like 50 people. I'm like, hey, who made these baked beans? And all these people are looking at me. I say, hey, who made these baked beans?
Like you crazy.
She's like, I did. I said, these is smacking. Everybody started laughing. She's like, thank you. I'm like, nah, listen. These are the only baked beans better than my wife. And I said that.
I need your recipe right now. Let's talk.
Well, I mean, I know she ain't going to give it up,
Right.
She can't, because you could tell she takes pride in those.
Right.
So I'm like, besides my wife, these are the best beans I ever had. And she's just laughing. Everybody's like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just, I'm a type of person, I love giving props when props is due.
I do, yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely.
I'm not the type to be, like, that's one thing that kind of irks me about hip hop, about music. If I don't even know the cat, let's say he has 50 views on a video or a song. I don't know him. But I listen to the song and I'm like, hey, I like the beat. I like the way he's riding there. I like the melody. This shit's hot.
Right.
I don't have a problem being like, that shit's dope. Repost. Or to somebody's face, hey, bro, you're a dope artist. I fucks with you. I don't have a problem doing that with anything or anyone.
Why wouldn't you, though, if it's good?
You'd be surprised.
Well, I'm assuming it's an ego trip, or, I can't give you props because then you think it's got to be ego.
It is.
It's got to be ego. But good is good.
Dope is dope.
It doesn't matter if the artist is just, that's his first song ever written. If it's good, it's good, man.
Yeah.
Raw talent comes out in many different forms and shapes. Okay, back to the plates. All right. So, hey, by the way, and I know I'm jumping all over the place. So my wife and I, we love Hawaii. We go to Oahu. I don't know how many times we've been there already. We chill out at Waikiki. We love the Hawaiian food. We love the macaroni salad.
Yeah.
This last time we came back from Hawaii, I told my wife, you know what? I'm going to look up on YouTube. I'm going to look up a macaroni Hawaiian, the macaroni salad from Hawaii. And I probably was missing one ingredient, but I'm gonna tell you something, man. That macaroni salad was banging. I had the little the carrot slices,
yep.
The little sticks of the celery, heavy on that motherfucking mayo. I tell you, that motherfucker was off the chain. And my wife was like, "You made this?" I was like, "You damn right. That YouTube helped that ass out." You know what I mean? That macaroni salad was off the hook. And I think Hawaiians make the best macaroni salad, especially with that white sticky rice and some, some pulled pork. Forget about it. But anyways, okay. So, what are your main? So, have you thought about what your main plates are going to be? So let's talk about that.
Okay, so I love the way I make my burgers. I get the ground beef. I cut up onions. Vice having grilled onions. I like to dice the onions, put the onions in the ground beef. Then I also like to cut up crinkle cut fries. I put crinkle cut fries also in the ground beef. In the ground beef.
That's the first time I've ever heard that.
Everybody tells me that. But
wow.
I have half of my people, they love my burgers. Half of the people, they love my chicken. But it's 50-50. There's people that will tell me, man, you make the best burger I've ever tasted. Same thing, best chicken I've ever tasted.
So what are you making them, like quarter pounder side burgers?
Yes.
Okay. Let's talk about your chicken.
So, and then the chicken, it's just grilled chicken. It's dark meat, but sometimes I do the white
Dark
meat
meat's
too.
the best, man. It's so juicy.
Yeah, definitely tender.
Mm-hmm.
I can get the white meat tender too. It's all about how you cook it, and then you can't overcook. Like you can't overcook white meat. That's the only thing.
You dry it
just
out.
like turkey. You know what I'm saying?
It's. Thank you. I'm gonna tell you one of the most difficult things to keep moist is turkey and pork chops.
Facts.
As a matter of fact, I'd made some pork chops last night, and I usually make them in the oven. My wife was like, "Listen, your ass need to keep an eyeball on that oven because you're too busy drinking beers and you forget." And sure enough, a lot of the times it comes out
bacon.
It's like a bone dry, desert dry. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna fry these suckers for your ass. How about that, wifey? Mm-hmm. And then what happens? I put them in. I left them in the pan too long, man. And now I'm eating them and I'm choking on them. I'm like, oh man, I done fucked up these pork chops. Okay, so you're looking at chicken, burgers. Is it going to be a signature burger? Like you're going to have lettuce, tomatoes, onions, or it's going to be specially made to people's? What's it going to be? It's going to be like a Whopper, or what are you going to do?
It's going to be basic. It'll be the burger. You can get it regular or cheeseburger, and then you're going to have lettuce, tomato, onion. Well, no onion because there's onions in it. Lettuce, tomato, and the sauce is going to be on you. I take pride in all of my barbecue. You don't need sauce. I take pride in it.
Oh, the meat is that seasoned.
It's seasoned and tender. You don't need sauce. I remember having this conversation. One of my dudes like, oh yeah, he didn't really know a lot about barbecue. Good dude though, but he's like, yeah, just barbecue sauce. And I'm like, I barbecue all the time, 2-3 times a week, and my barbecue don't need sauce. He's like, no, this sauce is bomb. So I had him come over one day, him and his fam. We're sipping, we're drinking, eat Crown. And I make a piece of chicken. The first piece I got done, I cut it up into about 6 or 7 pieces.
Right.
I walk around the house, I play, hey, get one.
What part of the what part of the chicken?
They were the
is it thigh, breast?
It was the thigh, like the pack of boneless thighs, the dark meat.
Ooh, yeah.
So it was tender. And they were like, oh my God, it's so good. And I was like, see? And then later on, I was like, see, you don't need no barbecue sauce. He's like, no, you right. He's like, you're the first person I ever had to barbecue. I didn't use my sauce.
See, I use sauce, but I use my special sauce. I got a combination sauce of all different types of goodies that I purchase and I put into a bowl.
Yep.
And then I mix it up with some beer. And I hook it up. You've been privy to that sauce. Is that sauce up to your standards?
Oh, yeah. The sauce that you make is bomb. It's
appreciate that.
Yeah. I could tell you got, you know what I'm saying? You put your foot in it.
Yeah.
I don't know what's in that sauce.
Well, I went to school. I went to culinary school for a hot minute, man.
Yeah.
I was going for Gall Manger, and then I ended up getting picked up. And my full-time job was not going to allow me to continue going to school. But yeah, I went to culinary store. You got to pick that up?
No, man.
All right, do me a favor. You can put that on vibrate real quick.
Already, I don't know. That was Facebook.
But yeah, no, I went to culinary school for a hot minute, man. I enjoyed it. We learned how to make mayonnaise from scratch. I mean, all types of. It was off the hook, man. It was off the hook. Okay, so burgers, chicken, ribs, perhaps.
So we could do the ribs. A lot of people like ribs. I love ribs, but I kind of wanted to make if I was gonna do it, I wanted to do it like In-N-Out. You go to In-N-Out, you don't got a variety. You go to In-N-Out for specifics. you go to In-N-Out for a burger. I want people to come to Carter's Barbecue for the chicken or the burgers. Now, when I add, the more you add to your menu, the more prep time you need.
And the more product you got to buy.
Yes. So I would be able to purchase chicken in bulk, ground beef in bulk, crinkle cut fries in bulk, onions in bulk, seasoning. And then the baked beans,
does your wife add bacon to the baked beans? No,
she doesn't. She just adds ground beef.
Nice. So it's almost like a chili, but with baked beans.
Baked beans. She does some mustard. She does some barbecue sauce,
Nice.
brown sugar.
Nice. Hey, look, I know I'm jumping all over the place, but I'm happy you and wifey are back together.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
There was a stand. There was a stand. I remember you and I talking on the phone one time, and you were down and out, and I felt for you, man. I really did, man. Unfortunately, I was at work, so I really didn't have a lot of time to speak to you, but I felt your pain through the phone, man. But I'm so happy that before Burgers left, that all of us, with the spouses, were able to get together. I was very happy to see you and wifey back together, man. That was something nice to see.
I appreciate that. Being separated, you gotta evaluate, how you are as a person, what you're doing as a person, what's working, what's not working. So it was just like a growing time. I think I grew some, she grew some.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? Like let me see. We've been together for like 16 years. So
wow. Yeah, man.
you know what I'm saying? It's not that's an accomplishment by itself. You know what I mean?
Nowadays,
yeah,
absolutely. I totally agree.
So that's an accomplishment by itself. How long we've been together, it's just maybe my circle or whatever, but it's rare that I'm around people that have been together that long. You know what I'm saying? It's not super common. It might be in some circles, but in my circles, it's not common. It's not common to see a lot of people that stick it out, and we've been separated a few times,
right?
But some people, they're like, once they get separated, they're like, nah, I'm not.
They stay separated.
Stay separated,
right?
We were separated. We both went our separate ways. You know what I'm saying? We both dated other people. Mm-hmm. But me setting my pride aside, like I knew what I wanted, and I know what I want in life. So I do have these dreams and aspirations, to be successful in business,
right?
Music, business, all that together. But I also know what I want for my boys, for my kids. I also know what I want them to see, what I want them to do. I want them, when they grow up, I want them to be like, yeah, my dad was, he was tough on me. He was hard on me, but he was always there.
Right. And there was a purpose for it.
Yes. But so when I was growing up, there really wasn't a father figure for me until I was about 12, 13, 14. Stepdad was having some issues with some stuff. I always think he's a good dude, but them drugs. My sperm donor.
Wow.
I mean, I shouldn't talk. I'm not even talking bad about him, but my blood father, he's when he's called, he's always sick. I apologize, and I get him saying that, but like that ain't for me. That's not a scapegoat. I was sick. You know what I'm saying? The drugs, because Mike, I used to hit the sauce a lot. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That alcohol will get not just any person, but especially veterans. Like the culture of veterans is to drink.
It's to drink.
The culture.
You're in the barracks
yeah.
on a Friday night, and there's a party going on in every third or fourth room.
Facts.
You walk into that room, hey,
take a shot. Shotgun of beer.
We got a cooler full of beer, and after this, we're going to Tijuana. We're going to Tijuana 4 or 5 cars deep to TJ.
So like, there was a time where I was, hitting the bottle pretty tough. I was drinking about a handle every 2 days, really close to drinking a handle every 2 days.
Wow. Yeah, that's heavy.
But I was in a position in my career where I could, I had some leeway, and when I had to be at work, some leeway when I left work. So I'm not, it's not like something I'm proud of, but like I was, hitting the bottle hard. And then I was going through some stuff, music wasn't going the way I wanted to. So I was going through some stuff.
And let me cut you off real quick. I'm assuming some of the things that happened in Iraq had given you some issues too, correct?
Yeah, definitely. Part of it is what do we call? We self-medicate.
Self-medication, right.
So veterans that have been on I'm not taking away from no deployment, but 2003, 4, 5, 6, 7, Iraq wasn't no punk. Iraq wasn't no joke.
No, man. And thank you for saying that. Because I remember I was getting into a conversation with somebody who I knew, and he was attempting to say how his deployment was one of the worst compared to other years. And I quickly stopped him.
At what year?
It might have been, you know what, for me to state the year would be ridiculous because I don't recall.
Yeah.
But what I told him is I said, hey, you need to stop. I said, because you don't know what experiences each individual went through different years. Yeah. I said, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Within 1 year, you're looking at 12 months. How many different operations are going on in Iraq or Afghanistan within a 12-month period?
Or units.
And for you to say one particular year was the worst, maybe casualty-wise, but you can't. I just looked at him in a different light, and I said, you know what, man, you can't place yourself or your experiences and compare them to someone else's. You can't. I was like, why? Well, I said, oh, so this conversation is about you.
It's
about you, right? Well, buddy, guess what? You're not the only one, man. Operations happen all the time, and I didn't mean to cut you off, but I don't think we're here to compare each other's experiences. I think we're here to, as veterans, to get together and possibly help each other out in any way we can with the aftermath of the experience.
Yeah, for sure. Those deployments, it's not for me. It's not necessarily about who I killed or how many people I killed. It's not about that. It's about there was times in Iraq where I literally thought I was gonna die.
Right.
A few times where I thought I was gonna die, and like I used to tell the wife, we might not talk about this, but when we go on deployment, we detach from emotion. So if you are going on like a convoy and you're in the back of the truck, that's different from being out where there's real Iraqis or Afghanis looking at you, yelling at you, talking shit to you. When you're like, for me, my situation was I was on guard. I was a corporal, and normally they'd be like, "Hey, we're gonna open the gate. They're coming through the gate." So we
entry control point.
Yes, the ECP. So we would go out there, and there'd be about 8 of us. We'd go out there. We'd move all the barriers. Boom. All right, you're right here. Guardian angel right here. Boom. Guardian angel right there. Guardian angel right there. Now go over there. Boom. We're waiting. We stop traffic. Wait a few minutes. They come. Close everything back up. It was about 8 of us every time we did that. Well, something was going on. An ID happened, and then we had a convoy coming in. They were like, "Hey, Corporal, you've done this before. We need you to go open it." And I was like, looking, it was me, and I was a rover. It was me and one other rover who was a PFC. He's like, "You got it." I'm like, "Okay." So we run over there. Boom. We need you to do it right now. We run over there. They told me to take one of the guys from the tower. So there was 2 on the tower, and I'm taking one of the guys from the tower to open the...
That's your sniper safety.
Yeah.
Those are your overwatches.
But I'm taking one to open, and so I post one right here. "Hey, you're the guardian angel, stay right here." Boom. We move all the stuff. I post another one right here. I stop traffic on this way, and I'm stopping traffic on this way. Now, when I stop traffic, I'm stopping cars. People are looking at me. People start getting out the cars. They're walking towards me. They're yelling at me.
Right.
I'm like, "Ogov." You know what I'm saying? And they're still walking past. They're looking at me. They got their, I can only see their eyes.
Say what Ogov means.
shoot, at the moment, I can't even, it's either stop or stop.
Right.
So I'm like, Oguf, I'm yelling, but they're literally, I can't understand them, but they're like, fuck you.
They're pissed.
Yeah, because I'm stopping traffic. So they're walking past me. I step back from the road, and then my adrenaline's pumping so fast that literally I remember, like in the movies where everything's in slow motion and you can't hear nothing. Literally, that happened to me in real life for one of the first time. Well, it happened in sports, but without sports, that was the first time.
Right.
So my heart's pumping so fast, I take a knee. And I'm like looking around, I'm looking left, I'm looking right, I'm looking left. Boom, I rack one, take it off. I literally, you're not supposed to take it off safe.
Take it
I
off
took
safety,
it off safe.
on fire.
So I'm alert, like the most alert I've ever been in my life.
Yeah, IED just exploded.
Yeah. So I'm the most alert I've ever been in my life. After I'm on the knee, I'm like, okay, if someone wasn't do something, I wouldn't be mobile. So I stand up. I'm looking back and forth. They're still yelling at me. And it probably was only a 2-minute wait, but those fucking 2 minutes felt like a fucking eternity.
Because you're on foreign land. People are pissed. IED just blew up. Adrenaline is rushing. You don't have big enough veins to get that blood through your veins. Let me tell you something. You said something that struck home with me when you said you emotionally detach.
Facts.
In my second deployment, I went in 2003, and then I went back again several months later in 2003, going into 2004. My second deployment, I was engaged to my wife now. And we had agreed that when I would come back from Iraq, we would get married shortly thereafter. My wife was left by herself to take care of all the duties of getting the hall booked, the catering, everything, because I only called her 3 times in 7 months.
Damn. It's crazy.
And one of the times that I called her was, I remember this perfect. It was Thanksgiving of 2003. We were going to get turkey and mashed potatoes. I recall I sat down and the chow hall ended up getting mortared. So we had to everyone, all the Marines had to get out of the cafeteria area because they were shelling the cafeteria. So there goes our Thanksgiving dinner. No dinner. Guess what we ate that evening was MREs.
MREs.
Meals ready to eat out of a bag. And then I was so disgusted because I love Thanksgiving, man. Yeah. That's like I take vacation for 3 or 4 days every Thanksgiving, and like that was gonna be Thanksgiving. Let's get this turkey on. Fact. We ended up getting mortared. We ended up getting pushed out. I'm so disgusted. So fuck it. I said, well, I got time. Let me call, at the time, my fiance. And she's like, hey, how's everything going? I was like, everything's great. Wasn't letting her know we had just gotten mortared, how's your Thanksgiving going? I was like, it's going not well, but I'm not going to tell you that because I didn't want her to worry. Yeah. But the reason why, and then when I got back to the States, and she did a great job of prepping everything and getting everything, the coordinated. And she asked me, she says, why did you only call me 3 times in your 7-month deployment? And I said, I didn't want to worry or have you weaken me, like weaken my armor. She goes, how could you say that? I said, I don't need you to take it the wrong way, but when I'm out there, the last thing that I need is someone or be worried about someone that's going to take me away from my mission. Like I got no time. I got no space. I got no emotional give to afford you. And it's nothing personal, but I got to stay alive to get my monkey ass back. And unfortunately, you do not fit in the mathematics of my emotional space at that time. And she understood. I hope she understood. But I just, you have to detach yourself, man, because look, man, you know how many Lance Corporals we had, within my platoon. We had this young Lance Corporal that had just gotten married to some young girl and the kid was not receiving any money. So every 1st and 15th, whenever he got paid, he'd go to check to see where his money was going. His new young child bride, I mean, she must have been 19 years old. She's still a child, was taking all his funds. He didn't have money for a haircut. I had to give him money for a haircut. Hey, go get a haircut, man. And, the first sergeant got involved, and, they had to stop. He had to create a new bank account. But what I'm saying is a lot of that unnecessary stress, that type of bullshit a Marine doesn't need out in combat. And this kid didn't have $1 to get a fucking haircut. Here, this young ass, dumbass broad is milking this young Marine for all his money, and you think he has time for that type of worry? She did him a huge discredit and a huge dishonor. Obviously, look, man, I know I'm on my soapbox right now, but what I'm trying to say is young Marines, know who the fuck you're marrying, man.
Facts.
Let me tell you the test I gave my wife. I met my wife after I came back from my first deployment. We got good. We were together maybe 6-7 months. I say to my fiance, I say, look, I'm going to give you a shirt check card. Every month I'm going to put, and we weren't living together, mind you, right? But we already, we had plans to get married. I said, I'm going to put $400 into this account. Here's the card. If any emergency happens, arises, utilize it for whatever. She needed to get tires on her car. She utilized the money within that account. When I came back, she gave me the card. Every single red cent that I had put into that account had been paid back. The $800 or $1,200 that she utilized to buy new tires for her car, she paid every single cent back. And that's when I said, okay, cool. I can trust her.
Yeah, facts. I mean, mine, I didn't do anything like that, but she held it down. We were young. The first deployment, we just bought, bedroom sets, and, we buy everything. I remember the dudes with the DVDs. I bought all those DVDs.
All the DVDs. Yeah.
I bought all the
Hey,
DVDs.
man, those Iraqis could cook too, man.
Yeah. Nah, I definitely enjoyed the people I've met. Like, I'll never see them again, but I can honestly say I had a great time with the connections and some of the Iraqis I met. They're similar to us. They're culturally different. They're not, the ones I met, they're not business oriented. They are more friendship and family oriented. Like business, they could care less about business. They just want to know that you're their friend and you're loyal. They're more about that. But we had great times. I'll tell you a little story. I remember I was on a transition team where, we're training, some Iraqis. The meeting is mostly officers. So they're officers and, all the, the big wigs are doing their thing in the meeting. I'm in this building with Iraqis and I'm talking to my Terp and I'm like, why are these Iraqis not talking to these Iraqis? And he's like, well, those dudes are Sunnis and those are Shiites.
Wow.
And to me, I couldn't tell. I said, how the fuck do you know? He's like, well, because of the accent. I said, that's fucking crazy that these Iraqis, they're not even looking at each other. I'm like, how the fuck can you hate somebody because they have a different act? I know it goes deeper than that, but from my purview, these motherfuckers look like kin. They look like they're relatives.
It's like the Union and the Confederates.
Yeah. So I get it, but I'm like looking at them. I'm like, in my purview, I feel like you guys got bigger shit to fry. If y'all motherfuckers were united as one, y'all could accomplish more. So I'm looking at them and I'm like, this shit's crazy to me. So I'm looking back and forth, and I still am like, this is fucking crazy. To me, it's like someone from the South and someone from Boston, right? So you got the South twang, someone from Boston, the way they talk from Boston, right? If they heard someone from the South and they heard someone from Boston, and then they look the same, similar, and then they just don't talk to each other because of the way they talk, that would be crazy.
Makes no sense.
to hate someone because of it's not because of their accent, but it's kind of like because of their beliefs. And I'm like, damn, that's so crazy to me. But I saw that, and we're supposed to be there to help them, right? Help them get better, build build everything, build their country. But I did have a pretty cool experience. But I think he was being serious, but he was kind of being an asshole. So he's like, I can't remember, DBE, BDE, whatever, something stand for like IBE, Iraqi Army, or whatever he said. He was pretty much saying like Iraqi Army strong, Marines weak.
He said that to you?
Yeah. So he was like going like this, we strong, you weak. And I was like, I said, I hit my terp like, who's he talking to? And he's like, he's just talking mess. He's
talking trash.
Yeah, he's just talking trash. So I'm like, so I was, a young sergeant. I was a meathead. I stayed in the gym. So I'm like looking at him, and he was a little bigger than me. We're about the same height, a little bigger than me. But, I knew he wasn't stronger than me. I sized him up. So I'm like,
okay, let's see.
I said, okay. So I'm like, hey, tell him to back up that shit he's talking. So my Turk tells him. And then, at the time, he's like, he wants to arm wrestle you. He wants to arm wrestle me? So I'm like, licking my chops. I'm like, oh, I'm about to fucking destroy this kid.
Give it to him.
So, he's probably about a 25, 26-year-old. We're about the same age. So we sit down. My gunny's like, you better not lose. I'm like, you sleep.
You damn
I'm not
right.
losing to this motherfucker.
You damn right you better not lose. You representing the core right now.
Facts. So we sitting there, me looking at each other. My gunny's up there. The other sergeants that are with me they're all looking. There's like, there's like 20 Iraqis in this little, what do you call it? Like little
compound.
Like it was like a little food court.
Okay.
And they had some good chow there, even though I didn't know if the food was clean, but they had great chow. So we're sitting in a little food court. I was about to order some food, but this dude's talking shit to me. Oh, Iraqi Army strong, Marine weak. I'm like, this motherfucker, man. So I'm sitting there, and they lock our hands together, and the at first it was gonna be the Turk, but they were like they wanted his dude to say go. So he's like, say ready, he said go, and we start, and I'm looking at him, and I don't even move yet. And I'm looking at him like I'm literally, it was like over the top, like with rock, with Sylvester Stallone. And I'm like, that's it? That's all you got? Ugh. And then I slam him down, right? Like hard. I'm like, that's it? And I just do it as hard as I can. Bam! And he's like he looking like he's hurt, he's sad. And then he's sitting there, and then my gunny smile there. All the the Marines are like, okay. And then he's looking at me. He tells the Turk, other arm. Let's do the left arm. I'm like,
nah, dog. Now you want some bullshit.
Well, no. He wanted to do the left arm, but I'm like, I know my left is way stronger than his right. I mean, his left. My left is stronger than his left because he probably doesn't hit the gym. I'm in the gym making sure the left is just as strong as the right.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, same thing. We start. I'm literally looking at him while he's like, as hard as he can. I'm like shaking my head. I'm like, dog, it's night. And then, what I'm saying? I never knew that Iraqis are so prideful. I didn't know they were they're prideful. So he got beat red. 2 minutes later, I was kind of like talking shit. Everyone's dapping me up. 0 Iraqis in the room. The Sunnis and the Shiites gone.
Really?
Because they were like embarrassed.
Embarrassed.
Like, I was just joking. You know what I'm saying? It's competition.
Yeah, but you know what? He should have been running up out of his mouth.
He was.
He put himself in that predicament.
He did, but I wasn't gonna be a bitch after I kicked his ass. I was like,
you're talking to a U.S. Marine.
Yeah, I was. I started talking shit, and I turned around and like they're all gone. I'm talking none. Only people left in there was freaking Terps and Marines. I was like, damn, I was just kind of joking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm like, why are they going? He's like, oh, he's just embarrassed. I'm like, why? This is a friendly competition.
Yeah, but he put himself in that position. He painted himself into a corner.
But it was like, it was just like playing a football game. You know what I'm saying? You talk shit before the game. Someone wins, someone loses, you fucking move on. But he got beat red, and it was just a story that I was like, it was just funny to me. That whole, the Sunni and Shiites, how they didn't talk, and then how old boy was talking shit to me, and then he lost, and then he was like kind of like being a bitch. Like, okay, so you win and you lose. If I say I can kick your ass in basketball, we play 1-on-1, you fucking beat me, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah,
but like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Right.
You fucking beat me.
I see you checking out the voice channel preamp I got here.
Yeah. Facts.
You know, I bought this because you got this.
Yeah.
When I was at your studio, I was like, oh man, look at that preamp. I took a picture of it. I did some research online. It had a built-in dehisser. Oh man, and that to me was the shit. It had a built-in dehisser, and I was like, man, I got to get this.
What sold it for me was the EQ, pre-EQ. Now what that is, you don't want to do too much. You don't want to have too much high or too much low or too much mid. But it gives you the freedom to make your vocals hard, warm, soft, and it gives you freedom. Now with mine, I use the de-esser a little bit. I use some EQ a little bit. But that power, that phantom power for the microphone makes everything you say crispy, clear. It's picking up everything. Now, if you just have a, what's that called? I forgot.
That is
just a regular interface.
Just an interface, yeah, but it's a UX2.
So if you just have a regular interface, sometimes it's not enough like power.
Push.
It's not enough.
Yeah.
And the way you got it, I'm sure you got
I got
so much power.
I got plenty, yeah.
Yeah, you have so much power. You might have to turn it down so you don't have a hiss because you got so much power.
Listen, so I was recording fine with the UX2, right, interface.
Yeah.
And this was before the 12-channel mixer, but this is before the mic the preamp.
Yeah.
So I'm messing with a Sennheiser MK mic, that's a solid mic. You know what I mean? And right now we're recording on Shure's SM58s dynamics. Once I got the preamp, and then I went ahead and I utilized the Sennheiser mic with it, I was picking up dogs barking down the block.
I bet.
And I was picking up the AC fan. There would be artists that would be in my studio and they'd be walking and you could hear the bottom of the, because we're in a carpeted room, you could hear the wood platforms moving. And like you would hear the, and what the fuck is that noise? It sounded like a back fan.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, homie, stand still, don't move. And sure enough, that was it. It was their movement this preamp was that powerful that you're right. I had to lower the gain and I had to lower the output level. It was just that powerful.
No, that listen to a lot of artists. They send me recordings and they always ask me, how do you get it to sound like that? How do you get it to sound like this? And I used to always say, it doesn't matter. As long as you got an interface, you can make anything sound good. It's kind of true, almost true, but it's all about.
Yeah, but you have to do a lot more work in the back end. This will save a lot of work in the front end.
Yes, it saves a lot of work. So you don't have to use so much plugins.
Yep.
But another thing that recording, you can't have a bad recording and make it sound good. What I mean by that is the levels need to be between that 60 and 80% level. And what I mean by that is when you see the sound wave, it needs to be a big, nice, full sound wave, but it doesn't need to be peaking. So you see the levels I have right now for the podcast? Yeah.
Do you see it normally ranges between 0 and 10 negative?
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's what I do for recording because now it gives me headspace to give volume and so it doesn't peak or clip.
So what artists will always be like, how do you make it sound like that? And your stuff sounds good. It sounds clean. And most of the time when they book studio time, they're paying to learn what I'm doing. Like artists will come and they'll take pictures of my mixer, take pictures of my preamp.
I did the same thing with your preamp. I was like, let me do the research on this. And I was like, oh shit, it's got a dehisser. Yes. This is it, man. So thank you.
No.
And you're the one that I followed your schematic, and I was like, yeah, I got to get this voice channel, man. This is off the hook. And like you were saying, for the day, per the dollar, this is one of the most effective preamps that you're going to get, maybe aside from one of those legacy preamps that now you're looking to spend
$2,000
easily.
Yeah,
easily.
when that I think that's like 200 to 400, maybe less.
Yeah, you're looking at about 400, 450.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've had mine for 10 years, so I don't even know what I paid.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a workhorse. And once I got it and I started recording with it, the quality of the vocals just picked up.
Crazy.
And the funny thing was that I had some vocals recorded just with the interface, and I totally had to erase them because the quality was just that much more better that you could hear it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I got to re-record this, man.
Yeah.
It's not, you could tell the difference between the interface and the preamp. But the preamp is a must-have for individuals who are doing home recording. It gives so much more quality to your vocals, and you got to have a good mic. You got to have a good condenser mic.
Yeah, facts. But what I was saying is, the artists, I think sometimes the reason why the biggest issue with artists that are trying to do music with their home studio, they don't have their interface, input, or gain loud enough. So they have this low ass sound wave, and then after they record it, they're trying to raise the vocal.
No, you pick up dead air.
So when you do it like that, when you raise the volume, you're not only raising the vocal, you're raising the volume of all the noise,
and you're picking up dirt.
Yes, you're raising the volume of everything. So if there was a hum from the fan, you're raising the volume
making
of
it
the
even more
hum.
louder. Exactly.
So that's why you need that recording to be
as
between
low,
that 60 and 80%, that loudness. It needs to be there. Then another thing, you gotta compress. You gotta have your compression needs to be at a decent level. So now you don't have all that dead space.
Yes.
Compression, preamp, how loud your input is, and compression, pretty much that's like 90% of the battle. Once you get those down, everything else is
icing
easy.
on the cake.
Yeah, easy.
Absolutely. But yeah, this voice channel is off the hook. You watch a lot of movies? You go to the movies a lot?
I love movies. I watch tons of movies. I'm recently me and the wife, we watch a few shows. I'm sure we watch some of the same shows.
Power.
Fucking love that shit.
My boy at work put me on the Power, and then you sent me a recent
little video.
Yeah, you sent me a video, or you sent me something, and it had to do with Tommy.
Oh, when Tommy needs ghost, that's Angie's jurisdiction.
Right. And I automatically knew who Tommy was from Power because my coworker, who's going to be here on the podcast, he used to be a corrections officer. So he's gonna be telling stories about correction officers and prisoners and all that good stuff. But anyways, he put me on a Power. So when I saw that text message, I was like, I got it. And then I was like, yo, Power, great fucking show. And you was like, about time your ass caught on. We're like on season 3 right now, man.
Oh shit, man. You got you can't, people, spoiler alerts on Facebook. So like my friends, I actually sometimes we go to my boy's crib and we hang out with him and his old lady. He puts a projector screen in his backyard. He has a little tent.
Oh, dope.
The surround sound.
Dope.
We, he has some cigars. I have my
nice.
babe. We have some drinks. We barbecue and we watch Power.
Nice.
We haven't done it in about 3 weeks because we went on a cruise, but we'll start back up again. It's just a cool vibe,
Keep the cruise thing on standby real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you have Netflix?
Oh yeah.
Do you watch this show called Ozark?
Facts. I just watched the season 2
2's
just came out. I just watched 2 episodes last night.
We started watching the first episode, but we started getting a lot of buffer issues. So my wife was like, you know what? Cut it off. We'll watch it tomorrow.
Yeah.
I love Ozark. Ozark's a good show.
Me and the wifey were just talking about all the characters. I said, I'm still like, fuck his wife, fuck her.
Yeah, I don't care for her, yeah.
Fuck her. But him, the main dude, definitely like him.
I like him.
The person I love the most on the whole fucking show.
Shorty with the blonde hair, curly blonde hair?
No. She's a little too ratchet for me. But the old man's wife, The one who was like, "You want some? Can I get y'all some lemonade?" He was like, "Calm your ass down. We don't need no fucking lemonade."
Hey, the wife is shiesty. Look, you had one of the most popular Hispanic actors. I forgot his name, man. What the hell was his name, man? What the hell is he was on La Bamba.
Yeah.
He was Richie Valens. He played Richie Valens' brother, right?
Yeah.
And my wife was like, "Oh yeah, he's a good actor." I'm like, yeah, he's a good actor, man. And he gets rocked by old girl's wife, right?
The old man's
wife.
The old man's wife. I love him, and his wife is my favorite character because the dude messed up. She was like, and I didn't at the time we didn't know that's their signal. When she says, "I'm gonna get y'all some lemonade," she gets the lemonade. Boom. She also old boy for being a dumbass, right? Then I remember they're having another conversation.
Eastside Morales is his name.
He's a dope actor.
Yeah, he is.
And she's like, "Can I get y'all some lemonade?" He was like, "No, we don't got time for that."
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
He's trying to tell her,
chill out,
calm your ass down,
calm the fuck down.
We don't need to go that route.
But I fuck with her because if anyone disrespects her husband or their family,
she ain't with it.
She is about business. She'll be like, she's just about business. Remember when the dude was talking and he was like, "I don't know if I da 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 da." She was like, "You disrespected my name, my family."
Yeah, she don't play no games.
Shh, bow. I was like,
she don't play no games.
She don't play no games.
Yo, let me tell you another movie Eastside Morales is on, and it might be a little bit past your time, but nonetheless, it's still a great movie. The original Bad Boys with Sean Penn and Eastside Morales. You ever see it?
I can't say I did.
It came out in the early 80s, man.
Yeah.
Sean Penn was playing like a regular kid from high school. His girlfriend was the actress who played in Fast Times at Ridgemont High, who ended up getting pregnant.
Yeah.
Anyways, Eastside Morales and his Puerto Rican homeboys, or they're supposed to be Puerto Rican or whatever have you, they're drug dealers. Sean Penn and his crew decides they want to rob them. In the mix of it, Eastside Morales' little brother gets run over by Sean Penn. Little man gets killed. He does some time in some kind of juvenile facility. Eastside Morales, in order to get inside that juvenile facility where Sean Penn is at to get revenge for his brother's death, he ends up raping Sean Penn's girlfriend. And gets caught up in there, and then they go at it. It's a good movie. I remember watching that movie when I was a child, man. It was off the hook.
Yeah.
Bad Boys is the original version, not Marlon Lawrence and Will Smith.
Yeah.
But this is the original version. Hey, you looking forward to Game of Thrones coming back?
Facts. So I'm gonna since we're talking about TV shows, I'm gonna give you my top 5. So my top 5 shows on any Netflix or whatever. My top 5 TV shows. My number 1, Suits. Now some people ain't on Suits yet, but Suits is my shit.
Suits.
Suits.
I don't fuck with it yet.
It's about lawyers. My shit. There's 8 seasons already. Suits it's on USA, and it's crazy that my favorite show's on USA because it's USA. But my favorite show's USA. My second favorite show, Power. My third favorite show is I have to say in its prime, House of Cards.
House of Cards was a good show.
Yeah. In its prime, House of Cards is the shit.
House of Cards was. Are they coming back? What's going on?
I have no idea. In its prime, my fourth favorite show, Vikings. Fucking dope.
My wife and I started watching Vikings, maybe the first episode.
Yeah.
We stopped fucking with it because of the commercial aspect. You know what I'm saying?
So I said number 4. The fifth one is
Game of Thrones.
Did I say I haven't seen Game of Thrones?
Yeah, I'm saying Game of Thrones.
So Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is in my top 5. Suits, Power, House of Cards, Game of Thrones. And then for the fifth, there's just too many. Like right now.
Listen, man, do you fuck with The Walking Dead?
Love, and I was gonna say Walking Dead.
Yo, Rick Grimes is about to take a leave. He's leaving, man. You know that, right?
He's probably gonna get killed then.
Spoiler, fellas. It's a spoiler. Yeah, he's gonna get rocked.
So, yeah, those are the 5. Definitely not in no order. Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, Power, Suits. What else? The other one I said, and House of Cards. But now, what I'm watching So those are like the original, the ones that I've been watching for a while. New shows. Altered Carbon. The dude from RoboCop.
Yo, my boy, my coworker, Camarillo, tried to put me onto that shit. I watched the first 2 minutes. I was like, I don't get it.
You just gotta watch. You gotta push through that episode because it's all history. Like when you first the first episode of Game of Thrones sucked to me.
I liked it. I was intrigued because old boy was running and all of a sudden he got beheaded. I was like, what the fuck? This dude was running.
He was the fucking
He was
man.
running towards his death.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't give a fuck. You're gonna chop my head off. I'm running away. Altered Carbon, is that good?
Fucking amazing. So Altered Carbon, love that. New shows. Ozark, new show.
Dope.
Yes.
Ozark is dope.
Shooter.
I never fuck with Shooter before.
Yeah. So it's new. They're on their second season, I think, maybe third. Shooter. There's so much good stuff. Did you watch the 2 minutes or 4 minutes? I forgot what it was. 8 seconds? Something in the seconds. I don't know the name of it. But
Hold on.
20.
No. This is a totally different thing. You watch Ballers on HBO?
Yes, love that.
That's a good show too.
And the new season just came out.
Just started.
Yep.
Mayans is coming out.
See, I never even heard of that.
Mayans is a spinoff from what the hell, man? Sons of Anarchy.
Okay, so I never even got into that show.
Oh,
I
you
heard
need to
that
watch
show was
Sons of
amazing.
Anarchy. That's a good show.
Old school show that we watching that. Well, I watched. Wifey doesn't watch. I watched The Wire. So my
brother put me onto The Wire.
I'm like season 3 or 4.
Oh, my brother put me onto The Wire. Okay, Breaking Bad. You ever watch Breaking Bad?
So the first 2 seasons into it, and then I was like, I kind of fell off, but it was still a great show.
Yeah.
The storyline is dope. I mean, how he, goes from teacher to
the meth
like Kingpin and-
producer. Hey man, so let's go back to your cruising. All right, where'd you guys go?
So we went on the Carnival cruise line, which Carnival.
I love cruising.
Listen.
I love going on cruises.
The chow.
Where'd you guys go?
Ridiculous.
Where'd you guys go?
We went to the Bahamas,
Nice. What islands?
Nassau. That's the capital. We went to Nassau.
That's where we going. We're going to Nassau.
I'm about to find the picture.
But it's 2 separate spots in the Bahamas.
It's Princess Cays. If it's Carnival, it's Princess. You stop at Princess Cays.
That might be it.
It's amazing. So you stop at Princess Cays, and it's amazing, beautiful.
Did you stop at Florida, one of the keys?
No, we did not. But I'm sure different cruises got different things. Actually, when we get done, I'm going to show you some photos. I got videos. Oh, the water is just beautiful. It was amazing.
Hey, brother, this is going to be our third. This will be our third cruise.
It's definitely amazing. Just the vibe. Carnival did a great job. It's like
I'm over here looking on my phone to see if I got the ports we're gonna hit. Hey, man, I love going on cruises. I mean, the next vacation my wife and I were talking about going was probably somewhere in Europe, maybe Spain. Just because I heard the child's off the hook. But
I speak Spanish, so you straight.
Yeah, I'm straight, but I'm more of a beach guy. But I want to go to Europe just to say like I've been to Europe.
Yeah.
Maybe Italy, not so much Great Britain because I heard the food is trash. But I'm more of a beach guy, man. Like, be honest, between you and me, man, I started looking at properties in Hawaii. Like, I wouldn't mind going to Hawaii and just retiring and not necessarily having beachfront property because we're not that rich.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to have some real big money. But, look, I don't care living up in some kind of townhouse. It's, retiring. I can go down every weekend to the beach, chill, relax, eat some delicious Hawaiian food. But what I've told my wife is that we need to have a major vacation once a year and then a small vacation. A small vacation being maybe, a trip to Avalon for the weekend, or maybe to Vegas for the weekend, right?
Yeah.
But a major vacation once a year is a must, man. It's a must.
Well, we really, because I'm from California, so like it's not really a vacation, but we'll go to the, back to the Bay Area. We'll be there for the weekend or a few days or whatever. But but this is our first like real vacation, which it was due. But for us, we had to we got 4.
Was it's 7 days?
Yeah, it was 5-day cruise.
5-day cruise.
But so for us, we had to fly 4 plane tickets to South Carolina to go to the cruise. And then
what was the port at?
we left out of South Carolina.
No shit.
Yeah.
There's cruises out of San Diego, right?
Yes. So that is probably...
We need to hit that up. They
Yes.
go to Baja.
Yes.
Let's hit that up together as a family.
I'm down. Let's do it.
Because they're short trips. They're like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
And if you stay within the cabins, man, they're as cheap as $200 a ticket.
I'm with it. We can definitely 100%
Let's do that. Out of San Diego, we'll have Burgers come back from Ohio, where the hell he's at.
Yeah.
With his wife Carol, and then we can hit it up, man.
Yeah, I'm 100% down.
You know what I'm saying?
I know the wife's down. She's
There you go.
all about taking trips.
Let's talk about, before we let you go, so let's talk about the last project you came out with. What's the name of the project?
You talking about Kingpin?
Kingpin.
Yes.
Right? When did that come out?
I don't know if it was 2015, 16. I don't know which one. Maybe 16
Okay.
or late 15.
What are you working on now?
Project wise, I've been blessed. I linked back up with someone who I consider the most talented person I know.
Was that the producer?
Fees. White Boy's dope. How people have that regard for like Eminem being like the GOAT. Well, I have that regard as Fees.
Beat wise.
Fucking amazing. So
What has he been doing as of late?
So I kind of thought he fell off, but he didn't fall off. He's always making beats. He's recently sent me about 20. They're all dope. He's had that sound that's hot right now in 2010. I've been using some of his beats from 2010.
Wow.
Now.
Wow. Still stand the test of time.
Yes. And his boy, J1, he's doing big things in LA now. He just dropped his EP. I'm sure he's about to come out with a video from the EP, but his music is good. He has, he's a good artist, always been a good artist, but he has heavy influence from Fees. The way he makes his music, the production, the sound, it's like, you can tell it's heavy influence from Fees. Not taking anything from him. He's a good artist. But when I originally, the dude who shoots my videos, he was at an event and he's like, posted, J1 at my boy J1, da-da-da-da. I said, what does J1 look like? He's like, black dude with dreads. And I'm like, that shit can't fucking be. Because he was from the Bay. I was a recruiter in the Bay. And then he shows me his Instagram. I look it up. I'm like, damn, he's fucking in LA. And not saying that I'm responsible for any of his success. But I remember a time when Fees, J1, and my other homie used to... I'd get done recruiting at 8. They'd be at my house, 7:45. I get home. I say what's up to the wife, say what's up to my kids. She make me a Crown and Coke. I change over into basketball shorts. I'm upstairs. We're all upstairs in the studio working. Numerous times. We're in the studio from 8 o'clock at night, 6 in the morning. Wifey.
Beautiful.
Hey, you gotta go to work. They're like, oh shit.
Damn.
They used to look at me like, bruh, how the fuck can you be in the studio all night and fucking have to go be a recruiter in the morning?
Wow. And recruiting is a tough hustler's job.
Tough.
You need a minimum of 3 a month, right, to make your quota.
Yes.
That means you have to get 3 people out of scratch to be like, you want to be a Marine? Okay, cool. You're going to boot camp.
Yes.
That is tough work. It's not easy.
Definitely not. So,
wow.
So that used to happen at least once a week where we would be recording all night.
Wow.
Or at like midnight, 1 in the morning, hey bro, fuck, I'm tired, yo. I got a long day tomorrow, or I gotta drive someone to MEPS. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So we cut it short 11. This is 2-3 times a week.
Wow.
So they were young. They're like 18, 19.
Oh yeah, they got the energy for it.
Fees
yeah.
is like, well, plus they weren't getting up and having a full work day like I was.
Right.
So these is like my young homies, and I told this to J1. I said, man, when I heard your music, bro, it just made me proud. You know what I'm saying? I said, I remember you as my little homie. And it made me proud.
So he was one of the little cats that was coming to your spot.
Yes.
Wow. Look at that.
And he has great music. He has a buzz. He's doing some of the right thing. Like he's doing the right things. And I told him, I said, man, I'm just proud, like, to see you still doing it, and it's just a good feeling. And I said, shit, you used to be my little homie. Well, you ain't little no more. You know what I'm saying? You ain't little no more. And I told him that, and I was like, damn, it's just a good feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just a good feeling. And he's doing what he needs to do. But then I reached out to Fees, and then we started talking, and I just talked to him about how I felt about, you know what I'm saying, what he does musically. And then, you know what I'm saying, he shot me some beats. We got one hook. We're going to do another. He's going to do another hook with the beat. I believe his sound is like, I'm not saying it's like a timeless type sound. So when those songs are done, I know for a fact that those songs are just going to be big. They're going to be big records. I told him, I heard the beat. He's working on that hook. And then there's another beat he sent me with a hook already on it.
Nice.
Both of those songs are gonna fucking destroy San Diego.
Nice.
And I know this because as soon as I heard the beat, I'm like, bruh, this shit's crazy.
Nice.
I'll let you hear him a little bit later, but the beats, I'm like, crazy. Nice. So like, it's just a good feeling. And I think some people are reaching out to me because they see I'm grinding. People that I'm like, not only respect, but people that I consider, a little bit more than friends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I might not kick it with M.DOT a lot, but I respect what he does, his craft. And we have like a mutual respect. Even though it's a competition, I kind of, for whatever reason, because I don't even know him that well, I feel like we are similar in drive and similar in what we're trying to do. So like I just have this I don't know, it's just weird. Like we don't like kick it or nothing, but I have I feel like we just similar, and like I feel a good vibe. Like when we talked last night, you know what I'm saying, for a little while. And then whenever we talk, it's just like, it's like a love energy. So as far as like Oceanside, like he just one of the people, like if I was to pop today, I would reach back and get him. You know what I'm saying?
Pull him up.
Yeah. Besides P, I would reach back.
Nice.
If I was on the radio right now, I'd reach back P, M.DOT, Fees, off top, like no questions. I would literally, if you know what I'm saying, I would just be like, "Hey, bro, I need you. Hey, bro, I
need help. Need help."
Yeah. So
absolutely. Go ahead and tell the listeners, man, where they can find you, man.
So there's too many L.DOTs out there on the planet. So I'm in the process. I've already started changing, the way my name's spelled. It's L. So 4 L's, period, DOT. You can Google it, Spotify.
You know what? I not to cut you off, man. I'll give you a chance. I always wondered why. Is there a significance with the name L.DOT? Why so many?
I have no idea. It's crazy there's so many. But I'm assuming just like regular names, before Ludacris got big, there was tons of Ludacris.
It's possible.
Just regular names like, Lil J or whatever.
Right.
But there's tons of there's young everything. Like young L, young D,
young whack.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So there's like young everything, but I don't know why, but there's a lot of L.DOT. So
go ahead, man. Give out the people where they can find you, man.
Yeah. If you just Google or on Amazon or any outlet, really just Google 4 L's, period, DOT, and you're gonna get only my newest stuff. But for all my old stuff, you can Google L.DOT, the number 4 TIFY. So L.DOT 4TIFY. You can Google that. Everything else will pop up, or just L.DOT. But there's too many L.dots. So plus I always do the A.
Right. And then you got the trademark. Got balls. You got. Is that your little man? Did you got in the front?
Yeah.
That?
So those are both of my sons. So
there you go.
I had both of them saying "got bars," ENT. So I was like saying it with them. I was like, "Hey, I need you guys to say it like this." They were young. One was like 2 years old. Other one was 4. So we were this acapella. Got bars. ENT. Got bars. ENT. Got bars. So I had them both all say it. We were all saying it together. And then I was like, "You say it by yourself. Got bars." ENT. Got bars. And I was recording.
Smart.
And then got bars. And they both did it about 5 times. And then I took. Because my youngest major was only 2, so it was hard for him to enunciate. So he said, so at first people used to think it was saying "got boys" or whatever because he was 2. So I kind of fixed
manipulated
made it
as
sound,
much as you could. Yeah.
So the "got bars" is my youngest and ENT is my oldest, but they were 2 and 4.
Nice.
So it's a custom tag, and people that know my music or know me. It is, if right now, people that really know me, if you ever hear got bars, you're going to, all my people are going to go nuts.
Automatically.
As soon as, when that happens and it's on the radio and they hear got bars, whoever really fucks with me is going to just go crazy. Like me.
Nice.
Because we know. When you hear it, because I saturate my music with it.
Nice.
It's a branding thing.
There you go, my man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, L.DOT, I want to thank you for your time. Being here with us here for chapter 44, man. Appreciate your time. Anything you want to say to the public before we say we out?
I appreciate being here. I appreciate you. I'm a type of person, I support people who support themselves. You know what I'm saying? So I always like come around and do whatever you need me to do.
Thank you, sir.
But I'm all about supporting. Like, I hate it when people want me to support them and they ain't even supporting themselves. I can't do more than you do for you.
Thank you.
I hate that.
Thank you. Yeah, you got to pull yourself up.
Yes. And that is it's just part of the game. But as far as me as a person, a lot of growth has happened in the last 2 years. You know what I'm saying? As you know, I'm about to exit the core. Just a lot of growth, and me as an artist, a lot of growth. Me as a man, a lot of growth. As a husband, a lot of growth. As a father, a lot of growth. As a coach, mentor, brother, son. So there's been a lot of growth with me as a person. So I learned I used to be a little bit of a knucklehead and care about things that you shouldn't care about, like
unnecessary.
All the attention, all the women. Like, I used to care about that. Now that's like, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't even matter to me. Like, everything is needed for what you're trying to do, but I use it for what it is, and then I move on. You know what I'm saying? One thing about artists, all artists, every artist on the planet, they see something they like, they learn from it, they put it in their pocket. They see something else they like. Oh, I like how they do that. They put it in their pocket.
And they keep moving forward.
Right. So as an artist, I'm learning. As artists, we jack everything. You know, you do podcasts. You see other podcasts, and you're like, that's fucking dope.
Yep.
I'm putting that shit in my pocket.
Right.
You see another artist, he's doing that. I love that. Putting that in my pocket.
Right.
And you use it when you need it. So just learning. Now, you don't have to steal someone's whole shit, but you definitely can. You know what? I respect that.
Let me take a portion of that.
Let me take a piece of that.
And then mix it with my style.
And make it with my shit.
There you go.
So so that's why I said that whole thing, me learning and growing as a person. I just been growing and learning. So, you know, when people see me or they're like, damn, this guy's, you know what I'm saying? It seems like he's getting some success. He's doing what he needs to do. And I get a lot of shout outs, a lot of props from people, and I appreciate that.
Right.
But I'm not even near done. I'm not even near close to being where I want to be. And it's okay, for all artists, I think I said this last time I was here, but I live by this. Stop rushing the success. Let the success come to you and enjoy what you're doing. If you really, really love music, then just do music and get good at it. Love doing it. Now, I enjoy the climb right now. I do have no stress as far as financially. I'm not stressing. So I'm not stressing. Like, I don't need to pop this moment or I won't be able to eat.
Right.
So I'm just enjoying the climb. I'm enjoying the fact that I'm gaining fans on a daily basis. I'm enjoying the fact that I could see my video getting a certain amount of plays and has over 30,000 minutes played. And I could see the analytics. I could see how many times it's shared. I can see the likes, the flame emojis. I can see these things. Strippers twerking to my music and sending it to me. I can see these things literally. You know what I'm saying? So like, and like I post them and I'm sure some people are going to be like, ugh, or whatever, but it's progress.
It's progress. Yeah.
And people probably might look at me in a certain way.
It's information being disseminated, music being disseminated.
Yeah. So it's like, I'm taking that recipe from Tyga. Tyga has one of the biggest songs on the planet. You know what I'm saying? Taste. That's one of the biggest songs on the planet. But when you follow him on Instagram, 10 videos a day of attractive women dancing and doing selfies to his song. And I'm like, if Tyga can do it and he's got one of the hottest songs on the planet, that's something that I need to put in my pocket. Just like I just talked about. Boom, I'm taking that, putting that in my pocket, and I'm doing it. So like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So that is something, think about it. Any big artist, Bad and Bougie. You used to see a lot of videos on the Migos timeline of females dancing to it. The Drake song, Kiki, is so huge because everyone's doing Kiki, do you love me? Like that shit got so annoying, but that Shiggy and Drake, Shiggy made Drake at least 40 or 50 mil just from him doing that damn dance. Because that song, the Mannequin Challenge, all those things are genius. The Mannequin Challenge, that song to me was trash. I don't even like that Black Beatles song. That's not a good song to me. That's not a good song to me.
No,
it's not. If you listen to it, it's like just not a good song.
It's trash.
Yeah, but that Mannequin Challenge turned that song off.
It went viral.
Yeah. And everybody was doing a damn Mannequin Challenge. I've seen police, firemen, bankers, Marines, all, football players, football teams, basketball teams. So that went viral. The Kiki Challenge was the next best. I think the Mannequin Challenge might have been bigger, but the Kiki shit, that shit was huge. Everyone's doing that shit. So now that's something to put in the. Don't worry, I've been working on that too. So I'm working on. I said that's a good idea. Boom, pocket. When the right time comes, the right person.
Yeah,
I need that.
You need that.
So all these things in my pocket. But I kind of went on a tangent. But I just want people to know about me. I'm enjoying the climb. I love the climb. I love making new fans. I love meeting people. I love people. You know what I'm saying? So if you're going to get into entertainment, one thing you got to love is your market. You got to love your market. You got to love the people that don't like your music because they're going to give you an insight that you're like, when you're young and you're dumb.
What you could be doing better.
Yes. When you're young and you're dumb, you get upset. When you understand, you're like,
There's a reason why they don't like it.
Yeah.
Let me figure out what I can do so they do like it.
Yeah. But some people, no matter what you do, they're not going to like it.
Right.
And that's
true too.
That's just not their cup of tea.
That's absolutely true too. Right. You're absolutely right.
If I don't really mess with country and I don't have nothing against country.
And I was going to say that, like, you don't need to totally change who you are to make you're not going to make everyone happy.
You cannot.
But you can't change who you are. Just stay within your program.
If you remember when you first met me, I wasn't not saying I'm good or great, but I wasn't the same artist as I am now.
Right.
But the way that I flow and the type of songs I make has always been the same.
That's true. But your thought process has changed.
Yes. And I got better, and
Absolutely.
I sharpened my knife a little bit here,
Right.
sharpened the knife a little bit there, and then everything got a little bit better.
Right.
And I stayed true to me.
And I will say this, more importantly, you grew up or you bettered yourself in elements that saved you money triple fold, is because you got better as an engineer. So you don't go out and you don't spend money at a studio. You do a better job than someone who's getting paid $60 to $80 an hour to record an artist. I know for a fact you can do a better job, and that's where I think you've grown in a plethora of amount. You don't have to pay for it. You have an in-home studio, and you're good at what you do.
I appreciate that.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to once again thanks L.DOT for being inside the studio with us this afternoon. Listen, enjoy your, what is it, Labor Day? I know this is probably going to come out a week after the fact. This has been chapter 44. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Thank you guys for listening. We will be back soon again. DJ Architect out.
DJ Architect.